Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. Before I forget, I do need to combine these two armies. Also, I did take a look at the Devas off camera. They're essentially clerics, but better. They have the same spells that clerics have. Lay on hands, self, others, and smite evil. But they also have flight, they're tankier, and they hit harder. Sadly, I don't know this way to consistently recruit them, so clerics it is. I could swap them out for the Azadas, I guess, but the Azadas have Dispel Magic, which is a really good utility spell to have in your army. So, I'm not going to do that either. Alright, let's go to the Temple of the Good Hunt. I'm really glad there's a quest for that place, because I probably would have forgotten to go there altogether, had there not been. Which is ridiculous, because I had planned to go there several times, and then other things just kept popping up, so I just never did. We do need to rest though, because I had made the journey to the Ivory Sanctum and burned through some resources. I haven't rested since. The Vraw girl took a highly irrational approach to those rituals. If I'd been given the chance, I could have explained her errors and increased her chances of success. Are you joking? Forgive me. I don't understand jokes about demons very well. Probably because she wasn't joking. Alright, Temple of the Good Hunt. This is where, in times of yore, the Sarkorians worshipped Aristotle, patron of hunting and country life. The demon invasion left the temple without its flock, but somehow avoided the wrath of monsters that usually ravage any trace of the worship of good gods. It stands still, empty and decrepit, waiting for the mortals to return. And return they have.
No mistakes.
We will win this war.
There's beauty hidden in the darkest of places.
Rely
Too
on
bad
me.
no one can see it there.
So I think I'm going to do protection from Sonic here, so that I can turn on Ivu's breath attack. And not worry about taking friendly fire.
Not waiting.
Search
It's
for the
really
beauty
powerful,
of
because I don't think I've run across any enemies that have resistance to... Oh, hey, this guy. Haven't seen him in a while. Didn't even see him up here crying, shouting.
I'm always open to ideas.
If it was a snake, it would have bit me.
focus on the goal.
Oh cool, I do see it remain mounted. For some reason I was thinking when I enlarge my animal, I'd also have to enlarge my main character, but that's not the case.
I'm prepared.
I know what to do.
I guess so long as they're larger, we're all set. Alright, Kyoto, let's talk. What have I done? Oh, Ariston, what should I do? The young priest is curled into a ball and tears are streaming down his cheeks. What's that? How could it? It's my fault. Zanedra. What is she going to do to me? Oh, what's going on here? Kyoto answers through his sobs. It's all Zanedra. She's evil. She came here one night, threatened to torture me, demanded that I let her into the crypt under the temple. She has desecrated this holy place, the place where Delamere the Blessed lies, and her relics. Zanedra said that her friends would be coming here sometimes, and that she placed a curse on me. If I allow anyone other than the servants of Baphomet into the crypt without her permission, a brood of rats will appear in my stomach. They will gnaw me from the inside out. But if I want to live, I'm no warrior. I'm a humble shepherd. I never said a word to anyone. Zanedra showed up here, and she had those creatures with her. There was a peasant lad, and they dragged him into the crypt. He screamed and screamed. It was terrible, and then it stopped. They killed him. Zanedra said that her sanctum had fallen, and the servants of Baphomet would soon be going to the west. Or west. She said she's going to take me with her, but I don't want to go. Keela sighs bitterly. Your mistrusts have killed many worthy people. Poor Kyoto. You strayed from your god, and it's possible he's now very disappointed in you. Would you like to pray with me? I am no servant of Ariston, but perhaps the stag god will hear me if I appeal to him with my whole heart. No, I have nothing to say to him. I lost my right to pray to him. Find yourself some courage and fight for your temple. Kyoto swallows and gives a jerky nod. His voice is raspy from his sobs, but is filled with newfound determination. You're right. I can't be afraid anymore. Those filthy, evil, vile creatures need to pay. Let's kill them all. Alright.
I'll go ahead.
We got some backup. Oh,
Into the
there's some enemies here. Alright, let's do out a haste. There we go. They'll pay for what you did to me. Die. Zanedra promised to take us to a safe place. Baphomet, protect your servants.
mind over muscle. No glory without risk.
Alright, grab all the consumables.
Ready for anything?
This is an absolute slaughter.
Oh! Take you.
Never mind. Because I noticed him, he died.
Yet another obstacle.
Let's sacrifice some Crusaders to Baphomet one last time. We'll guarantee a smooth passage to his realm.
Let's try this one.
It might be a little overbuffed for this area. I don't know what Zanedra thinks she's going to be able to do if we're able to take out Xanther Vane, who is her master, right? Alright, into the temple itself. Zanedra looks at you in alarm and irritation. She quickly regains her composure. Her tone is threatening. So you found my little refuge then, Commander. Can't say I'm happy to see you here. We're in a bit of a hurry, and you no doubt plan to wreak the same mayhem you did in the Ivory Sanctum. Why don't you come back another time? And what did you do to my little Kyoto? Little Milksop forgot my promise, now he thinks he's a valiant crusader. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. What are you doing here? The woman smiles deviously. This is the temple of the Horned God. You can appreciate the irony. Grubby peasants here worshipping a god with a stag's head above, while down in the crypt, I was performing masses for Baphomet, the father of Minotaurs. You idiot crusaders never even considered that the enemy could be hiding in your own holy places. This place is my secret lair, the place where I enlighten those who are seeking. But now that you have destroyed our stronghold in the Ivory Sanctum, it is time for the servants of Baphomet to go west, to a less dangerous location. Why did the temple cleric tell anyone about you? Zanedra scoffs. That cowardly little pup. I came here and ordered him to obey me, and he didn't even put up a fight. I placed a curse on him, that one my master taught me. That little wimp allowed anyone but a true servant of Baphomet into the crypt. He'd be doomed to an excruciating death. It was fun watching the torment of the pitiful little coward. You talk like a demon, but you're not one. Don't you realize that in the eyes of your masters, you're a piece of mortal scum, just like the people you torment? You'll pay for what you did to this poor boy. Zanedra smirks. What I did to this one in particular? What about all the other poor mortals that you herded toward me to be slaughtered? This boy is but a drop in the ocean of souls that I have corrupted and led into treachery. You and I escape me this time. Ha ha ha. Let's see if you're brave enough to follow me, valiant crusader. You have the guts to pursue me to the shrine of Baphomet, the lord of the Ivory Labyrinth. And know this, you step over the threshold of the crypt, Gado's death will be excruciating. A brood of hungry rats will appear inside him. They'll chew him from the inside out. If you choose to fight me, you'll also be condemning him to death. Well, Kiado.
Something over there.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
So I see the trap. Where is the...
You called? I finished here. Is there more? I finished here. Is there more?
Specimen 367, Finian Dismar, Test Report 1. Master, first stage of the testing process was a success. Specimen 367, Finian Dismar, turned into a sword on command. The sword possesses sufficient sharpness and the ability to adjust the wielder's strike. Beheaded a crusader in a single blow. A clean cut, the blade is undamaged. Additional notes. The specimen makes unwanted noises resembling weeping. No reaction to threats. Alright, so I'll have to speak to Finian about that once we're done here.
As it should be. What a find!
No reason to pause.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
Alright, let's talk to Kiado and see how he feels about this.
No mistakes.
I
I talk to
help where I
Kiado?
can. Together, we stand.
Nope, he won't talk to me. Well,
That is
sorry,
not
buddy.
far.
Farewell, Commander. I'm ready to die. May Aristotle gird you with his strength.
Did we find
I was really
trouble?
hoping that it was all a bluff, but
Be gone,
oh well. Oh, he's still using his key power. Whoopsies.
Prepare yourself! Desna, guide my hand!
This will hurt. A calculated risk.
Can I charge into her? Yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. Unfinished letter. The letter was written in haste and left unfinished. Glory to Lord Baphomet. Lady Hepzibah, you should know that the Ivory Sanctum has been raided. The Crusader forces are no doubt continuing their offensive. In light of their victory, it has become dangerous to maintain an underground sect in this region. I trust that Lord Baphomet would value a living Zanedra more highly than a dead one. Therefore, I hope that he will not punish us for our forced retreat. The commander of the Crusaders is too dangerous for us to sit here under his nose. I have summoned all loyal members of the sect. When all is ready, we'll set out west via secret routes. I'm relying on you to do nothing because you're dead. The bloody remains of a person lie out in plain view. There are marks on the bones left by gnawing teeth, some of them human. Profane depiction of a bull's head drawn in blood. Glory be to Baphomet, Lord of the Ivory Labyrinth, unbridled consort of Lamashtu, father of the Horned Brood. Connive, maul, rut, and build labyrinths of lies in his honor. This is the will of his chosen priestess, Zanedra. An antler of monstrous proportions set in steel. The beast to which it belonged must have been as large as a house. A diary found in a crypt. Mira is 3 days old. What a happy day. I'm strong enough to hold a quill again, and can now write of my joy. My prayers have been answered at last. I prayed desperately for many years to the goddesses of beauty and fertility, but they responded with silence. Mother Lamashtu alone answered my prayers. Finally Mira was born. It was difficult for me to bear her for 9 months, but looking into her golden eyes and seeing her pretty smile, I realized that all the hardships are worth it, and all the terrible rituals I wish I could forget. It's such a pity that my husband didn't live to see this day. Mira is 6 months old. The wet nurse refused to feed her. She said the baby bit her breast too hard and sucked out the blood. What nonsense. True, the little girl was born with teeth. That doesn't make her a bloodsucker. She's my angel. I'm sure the humps on her back will soon develop into little wings. Mira is 5 years old. Mira is 5, but I still breastfeed her. She just won't let go of me. I'm the only one who can bear her little teeth. The servants leave us one after another. They say they're frightened by rustling in the night, and the girls discover bite marks and bruises on their arms and legs in the morning. The housekeeper was the last to leave. She said she woke up at night to the sound of scratching up above the ceiling beam. She swears she looked up and saw Mira, crawling across the ceiling. She showed me claw marks in the wood too, but of course I told her it was all ridiculous. My baby sleeps blissfully at night, but the silly woman packed her things nevertheless. Mira is 5.5. Mira loves me so much, it's impossible to pull her away from my breast. It worries me that she doesn't want to eat vegetables. The cook complains that the little girl sneaks into the kitchen and snatches pieces of raw meat right out of her hands. My poor girl. No one wants to be friends with her. That's why she plays such strange games. Mira is 6. The cook has vanished. She probably ran away in secret. Mira slept all day. The little tummy is so bloated, I'm afraid she might have contracted an illness from the uncooked meat. Mira is 6 in 1 month. I found what was left from the cook in the compost pile. I don't know what kind of animal chewed off her breasts and ripped chunks of meat from her stomach. A wolf, perhaps? A rabid dog? Absent-minded, I didn't hear Mira come close. She laughed joyously, pointing her little finger at the rotting remains. A child's innocence. She didn't realize what she was looking at. This may be the last thing I write in my life. My milk is not enough for Mira anymore. She wants more from me. The wounds from her little teeth get deeper and deeper. Now I understand what happened to the cook. I am afraid, but I am her mother. I must be strong, give my child everything I can. Mira is near. I can hear her crystal laughter. Great Mother Lamashtu, I beg you, care for her when I'm gone. She has no one but us. So that was objectively terrifying to read. Burial rites fulfill several functions. They mitigate the psychological strain of parting with the deceased, and neutralize the source of disease-causing miasmas, and they suppress the spread of cannibalistic and necrophiliac acts in society at large. There are many ways of disposing of a corpse: burning, dissolution in harsh chemicals, ingestion by all members of the community. Okay, that last one's a little odd. But by far the most popular method is burial. A grave protects the corpse against carrion eaters, serves as a place of remembrance, proclaims the merits of the deceased, and of special importance. When all safety measures are taken, grave burial prevents the deceased from coming back and visiting their still living relatives. The commander examines the stone sarcophagus resting in the crypt in the temple of Aristal. It was used as a feasting table for demons until very recently. Bones are scattered across the stone top of the sarcophagus. Some are easily identifiable as human finger bones. A human eyeball floats unappetizingly in a clay bowl, and next to it lies a half-gnawed ribcage. The commander decides it is worth examining the sarcophagus. The sarcophagus is constructed from large stone slabs, crudely hewn but fitted together with skill. Each slab is so heavy that it is impossible to reach the contents of the sarcophagus. This was likely the intention of its creators. In some places, the stone is covered with intricate curling lines of symbols. Alright, to examine the symbols on the sarcophagus. Don Quixote recognizes some of the symbols used by Kelid priests. According to the symbols, in the sarcophagus lies a priestess of Aristal, Delamere the Blessed. On the lid of the sarcophagus, the symbols form a circle. The commander notices that the seemingly solid slab is actually composed of several pieces in this spot. The hairline joins between the fragments are almost impossible to see. In Sarkoris there existed a funeral tradition, in which the priest would place magic seals such as this on tombs. The symbols on the seal are threatening. I guard the eternal sleep of Delamere. Cursed be any who dare to destroy me. The commander... This seems like the right way to do it. Thanks to say a prayer to Aristal. Don Quixote recalls an old Kelid prayer to Aristal. As soon as he utters it, the symbols on the stone seal begin to glow. With a click, the seal crumbles into pieces, and the lid of the sarcophagus slides open. Inside the sarcophagus lies the remains of a female archer. The bones are held together by leather armor, covered in the same symbols as those on the sarcophagus, and the skeleton's hands are clutching an impressive bow made from an antler. Surprisingly, there's no unpleasant smell from the remains. The commander takes the relics from the sarcophagus. Suddenly the commander feels a rush of fresh air out of place in this cellar. It carries the scent of rain, the sound of dense forest, the mighty roar of a mountain river. The commander's body is overflowing with power. The bow seems to yearn to be in his hands, now suffused with an overabundance of strength. The strange sensation passes, leaving behind only pleasant freshness. Delamere's armor. A handsome breastplate. Delicate deer hide is soft and pleasant to the touch, but it is as tough as iron. Despite its years spent in a sarcophagus, it smells as fresh as spring leaves. This +3 leather armor allows its wearer to cast spells from the plant's domain as if they were 2 caster levels higher. I don't think I have anybody that's going to use that. Then Delamere's bow. A bow made from tightly curved antlers. Despite its age, the tips are as sharp as ever, and the bowstring produces a sonorous thrum like a disturbed beehive when plucked. Whenever this +2 holy composite longbow lands a hit, Enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw or become entangled for 1 round. Sadly, I think what we have is currently better. Yeah. Well, that's a shame. We can always sell it. Alright, and then Finian has nothing new to say. Alright, so let's swing by the merchants, sell some of the stuff that we just picked up. And then probably rest. Maybe the Free Crusaders will show up as soon as we're done resting. If not, then we'll probably worry about some more decrees, skip a few days until they show up. And then march on the Midnight Fane.
Follow my lead.
I'm gonna go ahead and sell that because we're not going to use that. I doubt that it's used for anything else. The +4 belt might be worth giving to somebody. And since I'm kind of using him as a summoner, I guess this would work on him. There we go.
Am prepared.
Alright, so I'm going to call the episode here, just in case there's somebody inside that wants to talk to us. And then in the next one, we'll see if anybody wants to talk to us. If not, we'll rest, and then we will start issuing decrees and waiting until the Free Crusaders show up. And then we'll march in the Midnight Fane. And that's it. Alright, so we've got a plan. I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.